Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. I am carrying on with Tarot Card of the Year readings. And this is the follow-up reading for the Fool card. For those of you that aren't aware, the past several years, I have done readings for each of the tarot cards of the year and expanded to some other videos as well too. And this year's videos are all in a playlist that is linked below in the description box. Okay, so let's get to the cards. These are the cards that were drawn for you in December, so the last couple of days of December. And you can listen to that reading. It's also linked below individually. And this is kind of a brilliant reading for you in a year where doors are opening everywhere. And I hope at this point, at the 6-month point, you have begun to take, and I don't think take advantage is the right word because there's a negative connotation to that, but to be open to every window and every door that presents itself to you and for you. There may be a sense of resistance often when what is presented feels uncomfortable or out of alignment with where you presently are. The Fool, through the journey of the tarot, at the point of the Chariot, so this is a 7-year, that's why the Chariot card is on the table, is at a point where there is a shift of energy from self, from the individual to the collective. And I'm wondering if the resistance that may be felt in some of the doors that are opening is this is taking you to new people, new places that you hadn't even considered venturing out to before. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for you, and part of the growth that one experiences is in the ability to trust a little bit more. When I see the 6 of feathers sitting here, there's a lot of symbols, energetic symbols here that are very potent. You can see them as vortexes or wheels of energy. They even look in a way a bit like chakras. I could even see the coolness of the throat chakra in the 6 of feathers, and I may address that. Even though 6s tend to be heart-centered, this definitely feels like an iciness of the throat chakra. So perhaps I'll speak to that. Yeah. So this is a year of unknowns and testing your comfort with the unknown. This feels a little bit like the direction I was planning on going at 12:30 when I do live readings for everyone. So everything's connected, right? Everything's connected. So let's look specifically at the cards that were here, and then I will expand on various interpretations. Okay. And many of these cards we've seen before, and I will try to make them relevant to your card, the Fool. So the Fool, if your number is 22, is your theme for the year. And I think the Son of Coins here is definitely worthwhile exploring in a few different ways. So first of all, when you think of a Son of Coins, a Knight of Coins in the tarot, often the assumption is that there's a slowness. There's no rush. The journey is underway, but there's no impulsive reactions of sorts. There's a gentleness to the movement. Well, Margaret Peterson takes this a little bit further, and she explores the idea of the Son of Coins as one who is breaking down edges, softening edges, And through the yoga pose that he is sharing in this illustration, in this painting, he's beginning to understand the relationship between breaking down the toughness of muscles and fascia, and how that ripples to other understandings and realizations. And this is one of the beauties of practicing physical yoga is, you think it's about your physical health, but if you stick with it, it takes you to places you never imagined. And so in this beautiful Ardha Matsyendrasana pose, he's really just wringing out stuff and releasing all that he needs to release so he can be soft and supple for this particular journey. I think it's a great card there. We do have the fear card beside it, and I will read you that poem. And I think we can't have the joy, the thrill of the unknown without a little bit of fear. I think it's quite natural that this fear card is sitting here beside this idea of softening and unfolding, because how are we supposed to know what's going to unfold? There's a lot of trust that is required here in this adventure. Above the Dancer of Fear is the Virgin of Guadalupe. This is a Divine Mother archetype, earthy archetype, very balanced, rich, sort of a Gaian energy, but I think it is it's all encompassing. And one of the I was thinking of the deer painting that she did. This is the Virgin of Guadalupe. So connecting into the energy of mother, and this is a theme that works very well with this whole reading. We also have a mother over here, a mother of water. So we've got both receptive mothers sort of in the story. We have we have one son. This is a card of forward motion. Mother Earth. I did refer to earth chakras perhaps in December, I'm not sure. However, I was suggesting that you explore or consider or do some research beyond your borders, beyond the comfort. Perhaps I was picking up on this energy here, beyond the comfort of your own boundaries. I have never done, I've been to Haleakala on Maui. That is the only earth chakra point that I have actually physically connected with. But what I was thinking was, and I did mention I think it's a Stacey DeMarco deck. It's called Earth Power. And this is a deck that takes you all over the world and talks about the medicine connected to many places of natural beauty around the world. That might be a deck that you want to explore. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the form of a deck either. I think there are plenty of travel blogs out there, different ways you could begin to explore corners of the world that perhaps you hadn't even thought about. Signs and symbols are really important for you because these doors that are opening sometimes don't always appear as they might not be apparent. So your listening in this year, your development of listening skills and receptivity is also very, very important here. Okay. 5 of Flames. We were talking about this card in class last night, and I'm really wanting to find always more and more vocabulary for the tarot, stepping out of the way that I've described cards over the years. 5s are, I would say, a sign that you are well on your journey, that this experience of the unknown, this experience of stepping out has been part of your process for a while. And maybe this is the year that you actually take the step, but there's been some planning that's going on. And part of this maturation, I'm not sure why I'm saying that word, and that's not meant to be condescending in any way. It's meant to be like a unfolding. Let's use that word instead. Part of this unfolding for you may be in the reconciliation of your solar plexus chakra and issues that affect it. Specifically, that excessive edge that skews to anger or excessive competition, where fire becomes on the unhealthy side. So perhaps this adventure, as a solo adventure, which I see it, is one that there's a commitment made to let's say less planning, more being guided, allowing yourself to be in your discomfort and learning how to manage your responses to your discomfort. So that you can understand this edge of fire that you are moving through. Because on the other side of the 5 is the 6, the place of harmony of fire, peace of fire. There's a lot that's going on here. The home card is beside this card. And that deck that I was mentioning, that Stacey DeMarco Earth Power Oracle, also has a card like this, and it is called My Backyard, I believe. Sometimes we don't need to venture any further than our own backyard. I'm not going to equate it to a staycation, but there's a lot that we can learn by going within. And I think for some people it might be very comforting that the home card is here, that everything I need is at home. And that could refer to your own body, your own home, your own temple. It could refer to your own country, your own community. You know, there's lots of different ways that could be described. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. And so having this card sitting next to what looks like quite a volatile card, I feel is one that's testing, in a way, testing you to be more comfortable with yourself. And perhaps this is a year, this adventure, this year, this new look, this new walk is one of finding peace with your solar plexus chakra. To live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. I have a feeling there is a new tribe, a new group of people who once before felt different. But there's a part of you that is longing to be with that tribe. And that will give you a new perspective, a new a new way of managing the tremendous excessive I-ness that lives in this energy. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be, and will reap the benefits of staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home is always with you. I'm surprised we don't have a turtle card showing up here. Yeah. Yeah, and thanks to Perry for all these beautiful supportive comments that she is offering. Hardships and difficulties are lessons to learn from and to live with. The focus on the healing and the newness of each moment with flexibility and creativity through love. This unfolding happens for you. And part of the unfolding of the solar plexus chakra is this understanding of, I am not a victim. Life happens for me, not to me. And this is a reconciliation through all of the lower chakras, but it's really it's a phrase that I would embody and hold on to. The Mother of Cups wants you to experience flow in your practice, flow in your life, flow in your day, flow in your work, flow in your sex, flow in everything. The Mother of Cups wants you to honor flow and to keep energy moving. And part of that is in letting go. Letting go. And that could be of letting go where you are, letting go of where you are mentally, letting go of where you are geographically, letting go, letting go. Your Kantaji Oracle says, every star is a doorknob. So honestly, be looking for doors, be noticing doors. If you have never had a portal-like experience, where you feel different, it's almost as if you're not sure what happened. You might feel some buzzing in your body, or it's like there was a warp of time or something. You might appear that like the environment has changed. This could also be a kind of experience that happens for you this year. And I would suggest the aloneness is very significant. It's important to have the courage to journey alone, to stand alone, and to allow spirit to move through, you, and to be open to all of that. Of course, there is a leap of faith and trust that all will be well, but there's no indication here that it won't be well. It's a time for you to move into something new, something perhaps slightly uncomfortable. From Margaret Peterson, I thought I would read the Six of Feathers. It's such a gorgeous card. I love the way that the energy is, and I'm not sure whether you see the energy moving in or moving out, and it looks as if there is a full moon as well, and all of the feather tips are in the center of the full moon. Oh, that is Six of Flames. I won't read you that. I wanted to read Six of Air. Those Six of Flames just fits perfectly. Focusing on different modes of thought, networking, changing unproductive and self-sabotaging patterns of thinking, being willing to learn from other people and to take in new information. Networking is all about realizing our interdependency. Perceive yourself to be part of an intricately interwoven system. Focus your different mental goals and connect them to new ways of thinking. Cultivate harmonious relationship between your mind and your feelings. It's almost as if the points of those feathers are piercing the moon, piercing your inner self. I am the dancer of fear. I teach you when to move forward and when to retreat. So as I was saying, I'm reading from this card here. On this journey, it's important to listen, to allow yourself to be guided. And sometimes we feel like we take one step forward and two steps back. Well, know that that is part of the process. I am the dancer of fear. I teach you when to move forward and when to retreat, how to consider dangers you may be facing and when to take risks. To master me is to become stronger, and yet I can undermine everything you do if I am allowed to. When I am with you, you may be afraid to move, but I also protect you from the kinds of risk that can bring you to places of greater terror. When I was a young woman, first time in Bali, I met a painter in a small studio, and he asked me if I would like to go to his family home and see his studio and see where he paints. And in my youth and exuberance, of course, I said, yes, I would love to. And so I met him, I don't know, later in the day or the next day, and hopped onto the back of his motorbike and rode off into the jungle. And it was a long ride, and I was terrified. I had no idea what was going to happen. I think that if I was not supposed to have hopped on that bike, something would have happened to prevent me from hopping on that bike. That whole journey, that year, couple of years, I really learned about trust and trusting my intuition, about where to take risks and not to take risks. And the story turned out well. I ended up in this beautiful enclave in the middle of a remote place where the whole family was there doing their craft. It was beautiful and safe. So yeah, I think the adrenaline rush is a part of this experience, and yet there needs to be balance with that as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to draw you an extra card. The deck that I'm using for extra cards is Tarot of the Strange Branches. May this card provide insight. At your 6-month point of the year, let this card unfold, reveal your next step, bring clarity for you on this path. As always, I ask these messages be in the highest, for the greatest good, and that no harm be done. So be it. Ooh, I have one other message for you. Yes. And that is, I have to look at my notes. The Dancer of Fear also came up in the Hermit reading. If you read the tarot and you have a Waite-Smith deck, you will understand the correspondence between Hermit and Fool, both on the mountaintop, both solo journeys, just at sort of different levels, so to speak. And so I think, looking back, that's really kind of beautiful that the readings had the synchronicity of the Dancer of Fear. The dancers are connected to solar plexus chakra, so they do also, I feel like it's going to help with the harmonizing of this energy as well too. Your supporting card doesn't really change the story at all. This is an unfolding journey where you are, I would say, meant to stop and smell the roses. And you choose a different cliche, a different quote that works for you. This is about drinking in the beauty of life, simplifying life in a way where you have enough time to live life fully. And if we are rushing through life, it's very hard to drink in the beauty and the grace that is before us. It's very hard to notice the doors and windows that are opening. Okay? So take your time. Andante. Andante. Yeah. All right, take good care. I'm going to do a quick reset, and I will be back with some inspiration for the Magician card. Namaste.